Jahmil Qubeka is more accustomed to be behind the camera. You've just come off a big shoot of a science fiction show for Showmax.
Correct. You know, I guess they would term it Afrofuturism. So.
Yes.
It's quite close to my heart, and also based on the fact that I really believe that life works in a circular manner. So what is the future? The future is the past, you know, so we kind of mold the two together. But thank you for having me on your show.
You are a director. I can see how you... I mean, people may not know who you are. Of course, I've followed your career for years. I think you are about to go blow and camp on us and be like the next South Africa's next Trevor Noah, and you should do it given how talented you are. You made a very interesting African science fiction movie, I mean, last millennium.
Shogun Kumalo, yes. I did that with the great Darren Chats. We did that, you know, as... I think when I look at my whole career and I look at the kind of work that I've done, there's definitely been an outcry and an outpour towards, call it sci-fi. But part of it for me is also, it's quite spiritual. I find there's a blend that's happening for me. The older I get, I'm 42 now, but there's a blend that's happening within me.
Over the hill.
Between sci-fi, technology and spirituality.
Yes.
It's the same with this little baby that you got me to play with.
The Oculus, isn't it amazing?
I believe in a kind of post-humanism manner that technology definitely mimics the biological machine, so to speak. And putting that on, it gives you such a connection with your quote-unquote content.
No, but I mean, I've grown up consuming science fiction when I was a kid, and, you know, I'm a little bit older than you, but it was a fringe thing. Now, Harry Potter is front and center, Marvel. The kind of superheroes I grew up with that only us, like geeks and nerds, looked at is now the very center of our culture. And with it, it brings all of these fantastic ideas that superheroes always told us. It's one person can make a difference. You know, Batman has no superpowers. He's fueled by rage and huge amounts of wealth and gadgets. But in the very early versions of these comic book heroes, there was no, you know, fancy gadgets. It was magical powers, and yet the message was always humanity. Superheroes were a reflection of our humanity, the good and the bad side, and that is always what it's been. In the same way that, you know, martial arts have a very powerful component of spirituality, so too the mythology of superheroes is always, and science fiction characters, they're always striving for a personal growth and personal upliftment and some kind of spirituality, or to fix the world, or to, you know, save their family's honor.
Yes. You know, in what I do, it's very much about the control of perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you put something on like this, which is insanely immersive, it's now, I'm moving away from being in the seat, watching a screen, I'm inside the screen. So what's interesting about it, in terms of just as a vehicle of engaging content,
yes,
it totally revolutionizes how we are immersed into content.
Exactly.
I mean, as a father, I'm thinking my kids versus how I grew up with content.
Yeah.
My relationship with those films and the content that I watched.
The comic books.
Where the technology is now, where you are in the content.
Yeah.
It's a whole other world. It's a whole other experience.
It is, and
I'm sounding like I'm selling this thing.
No. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you play with it for longer, and then you're going to come back and review, because that's version 1. We're going to give you version 2 as well, and we're going to get you to do a review. But we read comic books, you know, and, you know, we had to create our own imagination for a long time. I often wonder and fear, you know, that maybe because it's so easy and it's so available, it'll stunt imaginations. But I mean, it's a philosophical thought.
I'm glad you bring that up again as parents, right, Daddy? Yeah. But
can I just say, who's your daddy?
No, but really, where the conversation is going, really, is it's about the future. It's a concern for the future, right? For me, where I find it deeply engaging is when it's the demand that the kids have of the technology, which is quite a leap.
Yeah.
Even I think in terms of how we think and see the world.
They are digital born frees.
Correct.
Forget about 94 born frees, the political kind. These kids never knew a telephone attached to a wall with a piece of
I don't
wire.
think it stunts them. I think they're on another level. Because, and also just in terms of their demand, in terms of what the material is. And as far as the culture that they might be missing in the stuff that we were in, I think we just need to digitize all that stuff now.
Listen, digitization is where it's going. But while we still have a chance, just tell us about the show. What's it like working with Showmax?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited about the relationship with Showmax, even going forward. There's quite a few projects that we're working with them in terms of the pipeline. But they are Africa's Netflix in that vein, and they allowed us to basically run wild with a great idea.
Great.
And the idea is a show called Blood Psalms. Blood Psalms is set in what I term the pre-Diluvian period, which is the pre-flood period, if you enjoy any kind of alternative history.
Yes.
So imagine literally just before the world is about to get a reset.
Yes.
Completely.
Great concept.
So it's a fantastical show, and just to give it context, I guess, as an interpretation, because this is how we sold it, it's an African Game of Thrones. But
Great.
better. Way
Great. Can't wait to see the dragons. Listen, I wish we had hours to have this conversation. Thank you, Jahmil Qubeka, one of South Africa's great and still rising directorial talents. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button below and please subscribe to our channel so that you can get this stuff while it's fresh. See you soon.